to prices across the country soaring from groceries to cars.
The average price of a new car, a record-breaking $47,077.
Sticker shock has become a much more common experience for the American car buyer, with dealership prices soaring.
With 82% of new vehicle purchases above the suggested retail price.
You're upside down, dude.
Yeah, it was a bad decision.
All right, you are upside down big time.
Man, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Only $100,000, right?
Do you recommend people get Teslas?
I mean, kind of, but not really, because Elon Musk, he kind of screwed everybody who bought these for $70,000 and he dropped the prices like $55,000.
This blew my mind, and I'm gonna blow my own mind out. $1,389, and you owe potentially $20,000.
Welcome back. Today we have a super fun one, because not only are we talking about cars, but we're talking about cars that are underwater, negative equity through the roof. And it's pretty common nowadays, as you'll see in a lot of the ones we're going to look at today. And during 2021 and 2022, the dealer markups were 5, 6, 7 grand just because of the shortage. And everyone had stimulus checks, money was flowing in. So people like FOMO'd into these cars, and they may or may not have had negative equity rolling in from there. Now their car is worth half of what they paid for it, especially on the EVs, and they're stuck holding the bag. So today we're gonna go over a bunch of examples of that. It's gonna be a good one, but before we start, hit the subscribe button and comment down below. When did you buy the car that you had now? I'm curious. Was it during the hype 2021, 2022, or was it a long time before that? I want to know when you bought your car, and I'll feature it in the next video, just like this one. They say, it's crazy. While I can buy a fancy car, I rather keep driving my old car that is reliable. And that is definitely not the case for this next guy.
Hey, Anthony, how are you? This is Yusuf.
Yeah, what's going on, man?
Not much, man. So I'm calling about the Hummer EV you got. Let's go ahead and talk about
Yes, sir.
it. All right, you are upside down big time.
Man, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Only $100,000, right?
Exactly.
How many miles are on it?
11,000.
11,000 miles. All right, so tell me what ideally what do you want out of the situation, because you said you owe 168,000, and right now MMR and wholesale is right around 79,000.
Exactly. Yeah. So like I said, I bought the vehicle, when the Hummer first came out, essentially when they were marked up over 200,000 at the time, especially when gas prices were really high last year, and some for about 150, and that was the cheapest one in the U.S. at the time. And I jumped on it and got it. I actually had two vehicles. I had a BMW X6 that was brand new, and I had a Silverado that was pretty new as well. So I traded both those in, but I was negative on both of them, so I added that negative equity. Talk about a crap show. Put about $25,000 down, and I think that obviously what helped the sale. I honestly should have walked out of there. I was at a pretty big dealership, not even got a higher interest.
All right, so that one goes on for a long time, but you got the gist. This guy is underwater 100K on a Hummer EV. Now, if you notice, he had two vehicles prior, and those both had negative equity, and he just rolled that into another car that was marked up like over 100K. And I loved this comment. It says, gas prices were really high, so I decided to spend 150K. I mean, people actually think like that. They actually think saving like $1,000 on gas a year, so I'm gonna go buy an $80,000 EV. Like that is a common theme that you're gonna see throughout my video. Is the EV market absolutely tanked. Everyone was buying these cars at like a crazy price, and now they're like cut in half, if not more, especially like with this Hummer EV. It's over for this guy. All right, let's get to this next one, and it's not really surprising, but we get another EV here.
What is this car? 2013 Chevy Spark.
And when it was sold to a different company, this is the amount it dropped down to.
What's your minimum monthly car payment?
$135 a week.
A week?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I haven't had one of those since like the third episode I ever recorded. I mean, I just heard one of them almost have just a financial orgasm back there because of how insane that is. That's insane. $540 a month
And
Which again is this, you breaking it down by week is what makes it crazier. But that's how they make it digestible for you. What's the condition of the car?
it has no AC. So drive.
Well, I mean, it could just be recharged, maybe.
No, it needs a whole new thing.
Oh, sure.
So no AC. Has 130,000 miles on it. The car only lasts about 150,000 miles. So in probably about another year or so.
What's the condition of the car, though?
Poor.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've taken that into account and got your valuation. What do you think this car's worth that you owe anywhere from $13,000 to $20,000 on?
Car, maybe it's worth $5,000.
This blew my mind, and I'm gonna blow my own mind out. $1,389, and you owe potentially $20,000. Lowest 13.
Yes. Yeah.
This is the most underwater, insane car.
Yes.
You're paying a third of the car's value in a monthly payment.
Oh yeah.
Every month.
This car is a car that should have never been created.
Yeah, the Spark is maybe the worst car ever made. The depreciation on those things is unbelievable. So she paid like 13 grand principal, but her interest was so high, she's going to end up paying 20 grand for this Spark with 130,000 miles on it. And it's worth 1,500. And like Caleb said, she pays a third of the car's total worth every month. So in 3 months, she could have bought a whole new Spark. So that's one. I mean, these are one of the things, like when you rush into a car loan like that, you're not prepared. Your credit isn't good. I mean, she could have got plenty of other things. I don't know why she went with that, but this is like the hyperbolic example of what not to do. One of the comments says $15K for a 2013 Chevy Spark is criminal, in all caps, which is true. Now, maybe she wasn't FOMOing to buy this Spark, but you know, it's pretty clear that that was the dumbest decision I think anyone has ever made on the history, honestly, of financial audit, to be honest. I mean, on average, cars depreciate around 15% a year. So after the 5th year, it's gone down about 60%. And EVs are and EVs are even faster. I mean, you saw the Hummer in the previous example. Yes, it was marked up 100K, but I think you can get a Hummer EV like used now for like 100K or maybe even less. And another example was the Model S Plaid. I think those were going for like $140,000, $50,000, $60,000 when they first came out, and you can get one. I think they're at 90K now. All right, let's get to this one. It's another Caleb one where this girl has a Ford Fusion and she's super underwater.
The car that you have at $21,560 loan at 29% interest rate. 29. That's like insane. And the car in tippity-toppity condition at the top is worth $8,734. You're upside down, dude.
Yeah, it was a bad decision.
Oh, what is the car?
It's a Ford Fusion,
Year?
2017. And it's really, the negative equity is
Buddy, it's not even close. But why did you do it?
because I was unemployed for 6 months. I saved loan offers that I get, and the loan offer was offering me $21,000.
Oh, no. Why do you do that?
Because I need money. What do you mean?
Just saving loan offers that come in the mail? Those are the most predatory loans ever, other than walking into a payday loan. The car that you have at $21,560.
Yeah, don't ever get a car loan from an offer you get in the mail. I think that's a pretty simple rule that anyone can follow. Those are the worst, most predatory loans. And you could see it here. She had 29% interest, $21,000 loan with the car worth less than half of that. I mean, her answer to why she did it was, I needed money. But like, even if she used this, she didn't need to get a car for 21 grand. Like, you just don't need it. You could get one for 10. So even her excuse of I needed money and I wasn't employed, it doesn't cover the fact that she got that car, right? And now she's like way underwater, less than half, and she's paying for it. So let's go back to the car dealer and let's look at a non-EV. This is just a Kia Telluride, and let's see how this girl is underwater on this one.
Hey Stephanie, how are you? This is Yusuf with Legacy Motorcars of Georgia.
Hey Yusuf, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I am calling on your 2021 Kia Telluride that you're trying to trade in for our 2018 Toyota Highlander Limited. I have some notes here from Sandra. Not a good looking deal, but tell me what you got.
The Kia has about 47,000 miles on it right now. Bought it for around 39,000. I don't know if you remember the Mini Cooper I was trying to trade in.
I remember. Long time no speak.
Yeah.
So you got approved. That's crazy.
Yeah, I did 12,000 rolled over actually. And then I added warranty to the car too. So
just a mere 12,000, right? Rolling over into
I know it's crazy. I know. I added warranty and out the door. It almost ended up being like 60K. But my mom, she was able to co-sign for me with like 15% interest. So I pay like $1,300 a month. I just can't afford the car anymore. I broke over my man and I need something cheaper.
$1,300 a month for a Kia Telluride. How does one even do that? I would never. How does one even do that? I can't even understand or even try. I don't even want to try to understand that, but you heard the common theme here is negative equity rolling in. So you're getting negative equity coming from a really, really low down payment, maybe in 2021 or 2022. The dealer markups were like $7 grand on a lot of cars. Let's see.
It is super flipped. And by flipped, I mean like 18, 19 grand flipped again. I'll be slipping and falling on the showroom floor on purpose.
Oh man. What do you got here, dude?
So much negative lately, man. It's crazy. The only deals I've been working are 12 plus K in negative equity.
So what are we looking at? What vehicle?
It's an EQB.
What's he currently driving?
He currently drives a Volkswagen GTI.
Reason like being, hatchback?
Yeah, it's tiny too. Like it has a
smaller
super small back seat. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
And the reason he wants to upgrade size is because he has 2 kids. He's been driving them around a little bit more than he thought he was going to. Yeah. And he's a golfer. And his car barely fits his clubs in the back unless he puts one of the sets down. So.
What's the deal number?
Deal numero uno 113953. Ours or his?
His trade.
His trade is 25.3.
Okay. What's the remaining balance? I'm kind of liking these dealer videos because it gives you a look behind the scenes. And he says it right there. He's getting so many cars that have negative equity, which probably came from when it was the frenzy in 2021 and 2022, when everyone was just flowing into cars, the inventory is low, dealer markups, blah, blah, blah. This person says, purchasing cars during the pandemic way above MSRP is coming home to roost. Ain't that the truth? And this other one says, if there's anything I learned from these videos, it's that I've grossly overestimated the general pop's financial competence. Yeah, I mean, maybe it's the social media and we're just seeing all the crazy ones, but yeah, it seems like on average, just especially when it comes to cars, people just don't know what they're doing. Crazy high interest rates, 7-year loans. I mean, we need to at least get back to the 4-year loans, please. That's one of the things that we can do. Get back to the 4-year loans, and then we could walk down from there, you know? All right, I want to hone in on some of the Teslas because at the peak, Teslas were selling for a lot more than they are now. I think the price is cut maybe 10, 15, 20 grand on the Model Y and other models. So the next one's just talking about how he got screwed because of the fat discounts.
Do you recommend people get Teslas?
I mean, kind of, but not really, because Elon Musk, he kind of screwed everybody who bought these for 70,000 and he dropped the prices like 55. So he screwed up my residual value. Carvana was going to give me 61,000 and now they want to give me like 35,000. It's only a 2022, man.
I mean, imagine buying a car for 70 grand and 2 years later, it's worth half. I mean, you can get a Model Y for like 43 grand now or 50 grand now, like something like that. And people were paying like above 70, 80 for a Model Y back in the day. Now, this is a little nod to the future here, but let's see. People paid 125K for Cybertrucks and they will drop to 60K in 2 years. Yeah, I think that's probably right. I mean, they're just going to keep pushing Cybertrucks down more and more. By the way, what do you guys think about the Cybertruck look? I kind of hate it, so I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about the Cybertruck, because I don't really like it. So this next one's just for fun, and to keep in with the Tesla theme, this isn't necessarily an underwater negative equity video, but this girl might be in negative equity, and let's see her reason on why she doesn't want a Tesla anymore.
Whoever thinks that they want a Tesla, they don't. That's the worst mistake of my life. I've had it for like, I don't know, like a month or two. And I literally have to charge it at a charging station every single day because I don't have a charger at my house. I'm getting over it. I want a gas car again. I just want to go to the gas pumps and take 2 minutes. I'll even wait 5 minutes, 10 minutes for a pump. I don't care. I do not want to charge a car ever again.
Yeah, she was kind of getting roasted in the comments, but you can't really blame them because, yeah, Tesla's kind of not great at all if you don't have a home charger. Like, I actually don't know why you would ever do that. But, you know, it's all about the hype. You know, Teslas, you know, back in those days were, you know, they were kind of like the new thing. Everyone wanted a Tesla, and it's kind of died down a little bit, but it seems like she was just riding like the hype train and just wanted to be, you know, like everyone else. And obviously that was terrible. Let's get to the last one. This guy gives us some life lessons on cars.
I would have had $12,000 in negative equity.
Coming from a person who actually had $12,000 in negative equity, it's a good thing you didn't do it. You see, in my life, I made some pretty poor financial decisions in my younger years. And I mean poor financial decisions in my younger years. So much so I had to declare bankruptcy at 35 years old. This was my 2021 Ram 1500 with the blackout appearance package, LED package. I love this truck in the flame red. This truck was amazing, but it was not my truck. It was a lease. But to make a long story short, this truck was short-lived because I shortly traded it in after I got it because the used car market during COVID skyrocketed. I was able to get out of my lease and I was able to get into a Durango. Now with this truck, I had $12,000 in negative equity due to a previous vehicle I had before this. When it was all said and done, I was paying over $700 a month for this SUV that wasn't worth no more than $3,000. Negative equity is a bitch. And if you're like me and you switch vehicles often, which I've learned not to do, you will get caught up in negative equity, especially if you drive a Dodge. Once you drive that Dodge, Ram, Jeep, Chrysler product off the dealership floor, guess what? You lost about $5,000 just driving on the road. You are that is gone money. That money is gone. Kids, if you're watching this video, let it be a lesson to you. Pick a vehicle you like, work hard for it, and be proud of it. Do not switch vehicles every 3 years. You will regret it, you will get into debt, and you will have extreme negative equity. Don't be like Steve.
It sounds like he was just caught up in the cycle that a lot of people do. They get a car every 3 years, roll in negative equity, lose another $5,000 every 3 years just to get in a new car. This person says in your 20s, you should be driving a car worth $5,000. Now, I don't know how hard that is nowadays, and I can do a video on that, and I might do a video on that on cars that are $5,000 to $10,000, if it's even possible anymore. I mean, hoopties are like 10 to 15 now. So $5,000 is a real piece of junk probably, but it can be done. All right, so let's go over a few things of this video. One, put a hefty down at least, because if you put zero down, the car's already gonna depreciate. You're already gonna be in negative equity. So put a big down, if not just buy it with cash all out. Number two, don't FOMO into trends. Don't be like people who just FOMO'd into EVs during the high of the market. I mean, those people are suffering now. They're down 20K on their Tesla, 30K on their Tesla. And for those of you who've bought Cybertrucks, we'll see how it goes in the next couple of years. I mean, my money's on that guy's comment that they're going to be like 60 grand in the next couple of years. So we'll see. But thanks for watching. If you like the video, subscribe. And remember, have a good day.